Alright guys, so we have some pretty big news for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, during a presentation at the Goldman Sachs Communicopia conference, Disney CEO Bob Iger talked quite a bit about the impact that Star Wars The Force Awakens had on the company's bottom line and their plans for Lucasfilm properties over the next several years. Now, Lucasfilm and Star Wars weren't the only major acquisition that has yielded massive dividends for Disney in the recent years, though, and the conversation inevitably turned to Marvel Studios. Now, Iger went on to talk about his discussions with Marvel Studios management, saying, quote, "We had a similar meeting with Marvel about a week and a half ago to plot out those films where we've got movies in either development or production, some nearing completion, through the end of this decade." Iger went on to say, "We are too beginning to talk about what to do for the next decade and so on with the Marvel Cinematic Universe." So as we know, Disney and Warner Brothers have recently released a number of different film slates that represent basically half a dozen or more films planned out over the number of years. Now, films are officially scheduled up through 2019 or 2020 at both studios, with the possibility for not currently scheduled films to either be tacked on to that, or in some cases, insert themselves into the existing schedule like Ant-Man and the Wasp did, or Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, obviously, what we know about the next decade of Marvel films is, Infinity War, stuff like that, the new Avengers, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and Wasp, those sort of characters. And we're about to get even more stuff with the Marvel Cosmic Universe when Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 opens up next year, and we get the introduction of Spider-Man Homecoming and those sort of films next year. So it'll be a very interesting time for Marvel to move fully into Phase 3 as Civil War basically kind of kicked everything off. It introduced a lot of new characters, Black Panther being the notable standout from that movie, and a lot of people are already anticipating his solo film. So what we have to discuss about in this video is what the next decade of Marvel films will be, after Infinity War, Phase 4, 5, and beyond into the future. There's been a lot of speculation about what the future of the MCU will bring, and whether or not Marvel and Fox will actually come to agreement on characters such as Fantastic Four, Galactus, Silver Surfer, and the X-Men themselves. Now, we recently learned that Marvel and Fox were teaming up to produce a new X-Men television series that would exist probably as part of the X-Men movie universe. Now, Legion is ramping up its production schedule, that's coming out, so we know that they're kind of, having discussions, they're trying to build bridges, try and make things better there, so hopefully there's been some talks about, possibly reacquiring the Fantastic Four rights, because that would open up a whole number of possibilities for the MCU. I think that just off getting the Fantastic Four and those related characters back, Disney and Marvel can make themselves an entire phase around those characters, like Doctor Doom, Galactus, the Silver Surfer, and so on. I think it's very important for Marvel to get the Fantastic Four back, because as we know in the comics, they're Marvel's first family. They really heralded in the Marvel Universe, and the endless possibilities for different characters to appear in back in the 1960s. So I think getting the Fantastic Four back is a top priority for Marvel, hopefully, and I think that if they could sort of come to a deal with the X-Men properties too, that would be a really cool avenue to explore as well. Like if they did some sort of a Sony deal where they could share the characters and things like that. Another avenue that could be explored in a future MCU phase is the Skrulls, actually, which we know are officially co-owned by Marvel Studios and Fox, thanks to James Gunn. Now, James Gunn recently talked about this and said that the Skrulls are on the table actually for Marvel Studios to use, so a secret invasion storyline could very well be possible in the MCU. Now, another final route that they could go with probably is the Dark Reign storyline, or a full-on cosmic phase like Annihilation, though that might be a little bit tedious after the Infinity War build-up with Phase 3. So overall, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What would you guys like to see out of the next decade of MCU films? Like I said, I would certainly hope that they could come to an agreement with Fox and get the Fantastic Four back, because I think that would be a huge cornerstone for the MCU to have. Those related characters and that universe could bring in so many different possibilities and storylines for the MCU to tackle. So leave all those thoughts down in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel and you like this video, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys next time.